We did play a week ago.
Yeah, we played a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was having a very bad day.
Right! That's what happened. Now I remember.
I remember we talked to the Burned King.
Right. You had a conversation with the Burned King. He told you about fate and shit and gave you a dagger.
We got a ghost killing knife.
Yeah, he gave me the ghost knife, and I put that I sheathed that away for when it comes up.
We also had a situation where Suru has driven our Takahashi to become a paranoid wreck. And no, I guess I saw.
Hello,
Whoa!
Hi, Nuva.
You're
I
here
lost
just
track
in
of time.
time.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. What?
I lost track of time. Sorry. Who's the tiefling?
It's one of my D&D players.
You had a beach episode?
That was kind of it only exists in my brain, but yeah.
It's an aspirational beach episode.
Man.
Anyway, we were just going over what had happened at the previous session. And yes, so you have essentially returned to sleep after your rest was disturbed by the intrusion of an ancient elven monarch who chose to walk into your life and say hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
And then he said, then he did some foreshadowing about the other campaigns and about ours, and then he pieced out.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you awaken and you find that nothing has really changed except Gadaris is no longer with you.
Shit.
What?
Where'd Gadaris go?
Yeah, where'd he go?
Did he leave a note?
He left you a note. It's it just says BBL, and then it has a rather crude drawing on it.
Oh, okay, he went to fuck.
Describe the drawing.
No.
How am I
Anyway.
supposed to paint the picture?
Too crude for descriptions.
Too crude for descriptions.
It's
two stick figures doing it.
Oh, wow. Spicy.
Yeah, it essentially is. Gadaris is not skilled in art.
It's crude as in we can't tell what it's a picture of.
Yeah, you can tell that it's like dirty, but it is basically two stick figures having a fun time, and one is marked Gadaris with an arrow pointing to it, and then the other one is some other person with an arrow pointing to it.
Nice.
This is the question mark.
Yeah. Who will it be? Not even I know. I am looking for music, which is Peace and Tamriel.
Gotta go to Skyrim.
You should find peace in Fantasy Japan.
Oh, I could do that.
Nuva, do you have a headset on?
What? Yeah.
Oh.
No. What do you mean? Why? No, I don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Wait. Okay, here we go. The microphone is closer.
You sound a lot better now.
Yeah, I keep it away because for a lot of people, I'm usually loud. I don't know why I'm quiet for you.
You're not quiet. You just sound far away.
Yeah, it sounded a little tinny.
Yeah.
What? Oh, fuck. Alright. Oh, I know how to fix that. 1 second. I always forget that.
Sorry, I went to Buff Snarf chat.
Yes, you did. Tragedy. Anyway, besides Gadaris being missing, you are in a place of elemental confluence that Kasumi, you are pretty sure it's almost as if you are meant to be here. You find this this place seems right to you, and also is remote and protected naturally enough that any people that you would potentially train here would be quite safe from ne'er-do-wells and bandits and the like.
Hell yeah.
But hopefully that will be an issue under Sada's rule.
Till
This
Kasumi
guy's-
declares war on me.
I mean, it's not until, next year.
So, what would you like to do with your time today?
Could you summarize real quick what they talked about the Burn King about? Because I was not really there.
He basically
Cryptic stuff.
foreshadowed the other campaigns that there's like a string of fate connecting 3 different places of Logist, which is like us, Rothalo, and Ardania.
Oh.
And then he gave me like a cool ass knife that apparently will fuck up undead, and he said you're probably gonna need this at some point, but I won't tell you
Just
why.
ominous.
And then he was like, I'm out, and he disappeared because he was actually a magical hologram.
Well, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Mhm.
I mean, what?
That conversation could have happened in character, but it didn't. Anyway,
Sneezed. Jake?
Oh.
so yes, that's essentially a summary of what happened. You are Kasumi. You were asleep for all of the Burn King's interactions, so that was in fact news to you. That
Oh yeah.
you all had an interesting interaction with the monarch of Elven Empire, such as it is. And you awaken. You find Tatsu awakening next to you. A little bit further off, our Takahashi doesn't look like he slept. Actually, he's sort of huddled underneath a tree, staring at a very, very rudimentary figure of himself.
You right there, bud? As I get up and walk over to him.
I've been cursed.
Excuse me? What?
If this breaks, I'm going to die.
That's not true. Well, maybe. It might be true, actually.
Well,
Where did you... What? When did this happen?
Suru, she gave it to me. She was almost regretful.
Uh-huh. Sure, she was just devastated to have to do that.
She seems that I'm doomed. I should have just stayed on a farm and be bored for the rest of eternity. Now I'm going to die as soon as this thing breaks.
Okay, alright. Alright, I know what to do. I have experience in these matters, okay?
You do?
Oh, absolutely. We actually had a curse on us for a very long time. We had to travel to, the actual plane of the god of pleasure to break a curse on ourselves to make people actually believe that we belonged in Sarugo. It's really, really messed up.
I'm going to have to travel to the plane of Polonius?
No, you aren't going to. So, here's what we're gonna do. I know exactly what to do, okay? Trust me?
Yes.
Okay. I need you to hand me the paper.
It's actually a three-dimensional.
The statue thing.
Yeah, it's not quite clear what it's made out of. So it almost feels woody, but it almost feels plasticky, which to you is completely out of left field because you have no idea what plastic is.
I grab it and I'm like, huh, weird. And then while I'm standing there talking to him, I just, hey, out of character, this isn't really cursed, right?
No.
No.
I'm making sure. All right,
Zero just fucking with them.
I sprout a small lance of ice in my palm that I'm holding it in and shatter it.
Screams, holding his head, pulling at his hair,
He suddenly has a heart attack.
And then
Oh no.
covers his head suddenly, and awaits for the impending death.
I make a spooky noise, and then I just kind of like drop some gentle water on him as if I'm using create water.
Am I dead?
No.
Is this my blood?
No.
This is my blood, isn't it? I'm
It's
bleeding.
Ara. It is
Yes.
not your blood. You're fine, you beautiful idiot. Suru was messing with you.
Why would she do this?
That's just how she be sometimes.
I spent the last 24 hours thinking my life was in the hands of that thing.
Well, I mean, technically it was in the sense that you dedicated a lot of your time and like thought and well-being to nothing.
I'm most unhappy at this.
Well, that's okay, because eventually you're going to be able to move boulders and it'll be really cool.
And you can throw a boulder at Suru.
I mean, I would not advise that. You will die. I will say,
She'd catch it and throw it back at you.
if you want to confirm your ability to perish, that's a good way to do it.
Wait, she can catch a whole boulder and
Almost certainly.
can I do that?
Probably, but not in the same way. She can just do it because she's strong. She's like the strongest person I've ever met. Might be the strongest person who's ever lived. We don't know.
What if I could do it both ways?
I mean, that'd be pretty neat.
Yep.
You cut out pretty hard. Hello?
Doom?
Sorry, I went out of the range there of my wireless headphone. I was saying you had to start lifting pretty hard to be able to lift the boulder.
Yeah.
Do you think that'd be helpful though?
I think it couldn't hurt, but you might need to one step at a time it for a little bit. But if you ever want to like practice getting really buff, Pascal is the guy you want to talk to.
That's the big muscly uneven, right?
Yes.
Huh.
He is very big and very muscly.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that I'm not going to die by destroying the thing that I thought would kill me, if it was destroyed. I think.
It was.
You might have
destroyed.
actually wanted to have led with it's not going to kill you.
I know, but at the same time, I could not resist. I'm sorry. I apologized profusely, but it was a pretty comical situation, you have to admit.
Okay.
But hey, you're good. And you know what? We're gonna start training like tomorrow.
Yeah?
Yeah, you'll. I don't think you've really met Tatsu too much yet. He's my boy, my guy.
How does he? Every like move he makes is hot.
I know, and it makes me so angry.
It's like he's perfect. It's
I know, and it makes me so angry.
yeah, I can tell why.
I love the guy. Probably gonna marry him. Don't tell him that. I will kick your ass.
Ooh.
Okay.
But I hate him. I hate everything about him. Like on a deep primordial level.
God, dude, he just like stood up and tossed his hair for no reason.
I know.
It's like a rock slide of fire.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I really liked that term. Yeah, no, it's tough. Like it's rough being his partner in crime. Because he's just so hot.
Anyway, I'm going to
I'm gonna tell him you think he's hot.
what? No, I mean I'm just being objective. I'm going to go and meditate, I think.
Uh-huh. All right.
Because that's the right thing to do, right? That is something that we do.
Yeah, meditate and try to envision that you're having a conversation with the mountain, not so much with words, but with feelings. Try to establish a connection.
You gotta lick the dirt.
Sure.
Okay. And that Ara stands. And goes over to he sits on a rock and he sort of folds up into a lotus position and he kind of starts meditating, but he's not really good at it. He like keeps like fidgeting.
She's gotta ask Chonichi for the pro tips. Chonichi's the best meditator I've ever seen.
I have the advantage of having no capacity for outside input once I close my eyes.
True. True.
And I can also shut off my hearing. Anyway, with that, Kasumi, you feel that you have successfully scoped out the spot for your monastery. This is the right place. It's almost perfect.
Hell yeah. Alright, with that, I'm gonna go. Well, actually, no, I've got a few more minutes. I need to wake up Amy soon, but I am good for right now.
Alright.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to do here?
Not that I can think of.
Paulina, Suru, or Akio?
I look closely at the knife.
Yeah, I'm just perplexed by the whole knife and fate stuff.
I give it a real eyeball.
The dagger is a stiletto of gleaming mithril. Nearly entirely unadorned. Essentially a solid piece of metal with only a hint at crossguard. At a crossguard, honestly, it's almost like an icicle made out of the silvery, lighter than steel metal.
Huh. Weird. Well, hopefully I'll know to use it when the time comes. Whenever that time is.
Well, the time is now early morning on the 28th of Thursday.
Yes. We should probably head
Tomorrow,
back.
Hal's birthday.
Ah, it's true.
Woo!
Sure, is there anything you want to do?
Nah, nothing important.
Sorry, I was muted. Akio jumps out of bed. He's super excited. He looks at his calendar. There's a big red circle. Pal's birthday. He's super happy to give her. He's so happy to give her his gift.
Oh god.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the gift thing.
I forgot about the gift too.
He goes to check on Pascal. By which way, what I mean is, he asked Pathfinder to go kidnap Pascal.
God.
Pascal is currently back in Hayaba. You're rather distant currently.
I start screaming. I'm on my knees. Why? Why did this happen? Why is this? Why does this always happens to me? God damn
Because
it!
you don't plan things?
Wait. I get up on my legs. I'll just find a Pascal lookalike. Shit. What do I roll for this?
You want to find a lookalike for Pascal. One of about 2 Anibans on the island.
It's the
You're right,
perfect. It's the perfect plan.
You're right, voice in my
In
head.
the middle of a forest. Miles
got-
away from the closest settlement.
On
Okay,
top
look.
of a mountain range.
I'm not gonna help with this, but we do have those hats of disguise and stuff.
We also have an airship which could get us back to Hayaba really quick.
That's true.
Okay.
I like
who's
the
it-
hat idea more.
Who's in my party right now? With us? Like, who's in the closest vicinity to me? Sada? Hey, Sada!
What?
Buddy of mine, Damio, Lord of the Land, I've got a favor. I feel like I can cash in something. Maybe, you rub my back, I'll rub yours later. Pal's birthday's today, and I've
No,
got a
it's
plan.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and I've got a plan.
Yeah.
Because this,
We talked about
Yeah.
it. Remember, we're gonna put Pascal on a cake.
yeah, so there's a bit of that, you see? And it turns out Pascal's not going to be here on time for that, maybe for us
I
to
mean-
do what we need to do. What?
I mean, we can just go back to Hayaba. I think that's the plan.
What? Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
it sounds like my plan might still
We
happen.
have,
Okay,
we have this
cool,
we have
cool.
this airship that goes really fast.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, well, alright. Well, in case that doesn't happen and things don't work out, I need you to get in a cake wearing the hat of disguise.
No.
Why not? Come on, give Akio some love. He needs a favor here.
Why don't you wear the hat
Wait.
of disguise?
Because I have to get the present. I can't be like, oh, hey pal, happy birthday. I'm your present. I can't do that. It's awkward. I gotta be the one to give the present. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm going with this. This is not where I thought this would be today.
Yeah, otherwise it would be awkward.
Yeah. Look, let's go back on the airship and get my plan going, eh?
Let's go.
Yeah. This is more important than anything else.
We gotta go there, and then we gotta go to Shirado.
Alright, that's it. Gonna...
So overall, a journey to Hayaba will take about 5 hours, and then a journey to Shirado will take a little bit less. So, and since it's the airship doing all the work, I would let you do that without having any issues with fatigue, really.
Woo.
But there's only so many hours in the day, so you better get going.
Yeah.
We are. This is
I mean-
the most important thing ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You quickly collect everybody back onto the sky skiff. Who is flying back?
Sada will do it.
Okay.
She's trained.
Is there anyone you want to leave at the site of the monastery?
Kyo.
Huh? Oh, that would suck. Don't do that.
I don't think there's
Um,
anyone who want to leave.
Okay. That's fine too. Acceptable.
I don't know why we would want to leave somebody. Does somebody want to stay behind? Does Kasumi want to leave someone here?
You never know.
I hope we're not forgetting Gadaris. Wherever he is. He's like, where's the
He
airship?
left a note, and so he just.
I'm back from my orgies.
I mean, imagine he'll go back to Hayaba when he comes back from his orgies.
Like that it's always plural. I'm pretty happy about that.
Oh, actually, it's only going to take 3 hours and 40 minutes to get from Hayaba to Shirado via airship. So yeah, your travel time today will be actually pretty reasonably normal. You're going to be traveling for 9 hours instead of 8.
Excellent. Also, I mean, the party is until tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah. So you just go to Hayaba, then leave again.
Yes, so you could actually stay in Hayaba for the night and then travel to Shirado
Yes.
the next day.
We have the surprise. We have to get Pascal to Shirado first in the middle of the night, and then surprise Pao by convincing her to go to Shirado with us for a surprise party. Clearly, did the courier get to Shirado though? To get everything ready?
By now, he would have, yes.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So yeah. All right.
So you all travel via airship, and 5 hours after careening through the skies across southern Tsurugu, you travel past Mizuna and across the open plains surrounding Hayaba, filled with farmland. You land in your castle courtyard.
There it is.
Okay. I jump out.
Akio breaks all his legs because we were still 50 feet in the air. You fool.
I
No.
I jump out at a reasonable time.
Very smart. So yeah, you land, and you go, oh, what a nice castle courtyard we have.
Yes.
It's like I'm seeing it for the first time.
Yes.
I wonder if this battle map will be used for something in the future.
No, it
I
won't
doubt
be.
it.
Everything will be fine.
Um,
I know. Next month I'm gonna spend a bunch of my monthly castle billing on more bedrooms.
it might
gonna
behoove
get-
you to do that,
we're
or
gonna
like a
get a
throne
bunch.
room or something.
Maybe.
And yes, so you are here in your castle. It doesn't take you long. Who are you taking to Shirado, I should ask?
Who indeed?
Refresh my memory on what we're doing there
Pal's birthday.
in Shirado.
Yeah,
Why is it in Shirado?
because that's the party capital.
Was it?
Yes,
Okay.
but it's a surprise party, so Pal can't know.
The only baker in town the only
What?
baker in the country's there.
Oh, jeez.
I think it was more because the hot springs are there.
Oh, right. It was going to be a hot springs birthday.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be at the resort anyway.
Yes, but first, what we gotta do is we just gotta treat the rest of the day like normal. Then once everyone's asleep, we gotta get Pascal over to Shirado so he can get ready to be in the cake. Then we
my
go in
God.
the morning.
What are actual issues we should be tackling during the day then? Like, we got assassins on the horizon. We got all sorts of what's urgent?
Island itself, there is the mushroom,
Oh my gosh.
indeterminate mushroom issue, and the fire lizards.
Fire dragons. We've
Wait.
been letting that mushroom thing happen
Wait a
for a
minute.
while.
Didn't
Then
you send
Akio-
somebody out there?
Didn't Akio send his
Yes.
dudes to check it out?
Akios dudes are currently checking out the nondescript mushroom issue
Oh,
in
boy.
more detail than your troops were able to.
I
Yeah.
hope they're okay.
They're okay. They better be.
They're expendable.
No! I only got like 3 of them. I think.
Oh, that's not good.
I should start recruiting more. More bake sales. Maybe I can get some people at at the party to I can initiate, like, yeah. Maybe have my own Twitch channel.
Do some networking. Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Amy is up and getting ready for work.
You have returned to Hayaba and are currently figuring out what to do.
Well, I mean, probably should get going on the whole hunting the 7 sorrows thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. How do we
Well, I mean,
begin
we
to do
can't-
that?
I mean, we
Yeah,
can't really hunt
that's
them. We gotta
a
wait
good
for them
question.
to come to us.
There is not a lot we can do to prepare for it.
Oh,
I tried.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something. I don't know. I feel like there's gotta be something we.
there's gotta be.
Oh my god, my cat has almost stripped his cat tower.
Oh. Get him a new one.
It's one of those like really tall ones that goes to the ceiling.
I had one of those.
He likes to rapidly leap to the top and then climb the last pole where there's no platform above it, and he'll just like sit there and swing his head around like a demon and meow a lot. It's
Very
fucking
good.
wild. He's such
The
a
king.
weird cat. He's not even a king. He's like a creature of the night.
Oh.
Demon.
Yeah.
Children of the night. What music they make.
Listen to the rhythm of the night.
Anyway,
Thank
you yeah, what do you do? Like the world is your oyster right now. I do not have something to tell you at the instant. You have something to do in that you have to get to Serato eventually tonight,
Yes.
or over the course of tonight and tomorrow. Before bed tonight, you could do whatever you want, really.
That's true.
Which
I
could
don't know what
potentially
the-
involve trying to prepare for the Seven Sorrows.
It's time to set up a machine gun placement.
Machine guns have not been invented yet.
Damn it.
And we got a lot of work to do today.
Wait, can we like? What about like a Maxim gun?
Yeah.
That's a machine gun, and no.
Okay, what the rotary chain gun? Can we
You-
work on that?
A Gatling gun? No.
I prefer the term rotary chain gun.
Well,
Catlick sounds a lot cooler.
and the original Gatling gun was not a chain gun; it was clip fed. But regardless, that's probably not within the realm of your expertise, unfortunately. None of you have gunsmithing or engineering or anything relevant
True,
to inventing a
unfortunately.
Gatling gun.
Yes.
That Bayer grabs a bunch of rocks and he throws them at people. That's a machine gun.
Yeah.
Look at these
Look
guns!
at those guns. Yeah.
Wow.
How fast can Batbear throw rocks?
I don't know.
Once a round.
I don't know
Well,
how many
remember-
how many attacks in a round does
Actually,
Batbear
no.
have?
Technically, he could make an attack for every He could make a thrown attack for every actual attack he has. So
Now-
he could
now
throw
to-
2 rocks around.
Damn.
Yeah. Now to never do that because I know how bad using a gun in this fucking tabletop is.
I mean, it would be a d6 damage plus your strength bonus. So
No, I know. It's just I'm thinking of like we make our first machine gun, and appropriately enough, because of how bad guns are in this setting. Sorry, not in this setting, in the rule set. It would be a piece of shit, bro.
It
I don't know.
probably wouldn't be that bad if
Gun-
it was like machine gun.
yeah,
I don't know if machine gun works
gunslingers. Guns are not that.
Guns are good. Cesare was just bad with them.
Oh,
Because
me
he dumped
too.
he's dumped all his points into charisma.
I'm
Remember,
imagining that a machine gun would probably get a lot of attacks per round or something too, because it's a
Yeah.
machine gun.
D36.
I don't know.
36 hit die.
That would make sense.
That'd be
Anyway,
cool.
what should we
Bye.
do? Oh, there he goes.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. Okay. Has any of Shinichi's Silva dudes shown up yet?
If you go into the city and go to where that tree just sprung up out of the ground, you will find that a number of similarly caparisoned people in brown, sort of drab robes are currently meditating around that tree in a similar way that Shinichi was.
Ah.
Get the police. Get him out of here.
Damn.
Loiterers.
Are these any of the dudes Shinichi called for?
No.
Damn.
Loiter.
You could ask them.
Is Shinichi here though?
Shunichi is not at the tree currently, no.
Oh, okay. Figured he would have come with me. Jeez.
He has other things to do.
Oh, okay.
He has a life. It's not just here to make sure you do good things at all times. Some days he has to just let you do your own thing. Anyway.
I probably am gonna bother Shinichi though.
How many dudes are here?
I like 3.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go up and see what their deal is. Interrupt their meditating.
Alright, you walk up to them, and they don't open their eyes. They are 2 humans and a Okano,
Oh, what?
a Eastern Irator,
Oh, okay.
who are currently meditating around the tree.
Neat.
None of them open their eyes as you approach. However, one of them does speak to you and goes, Daimyo Sada Rudo.
That's me. What's up?
What's good?
One presumes you seek knowledge of who we are.
Yeah.
We are priests of Silva, god of natural things, philosophy, introspection.
Cool.
Summoned here by your compatriot. The cord of my cordless headset got caught.
Oh no.
Weird how
Someone-
that priest just screamed like that.
He stubs his toe.
Yeah, a little fruit from the tree just hits him on the head. Here to at the summon of your compatriot Silva, Shunichi.
Yeah.
There's a temple to be established here to Silva.
Yeah.
It has been long since we have been able to practice our faith in the open in Hadano. We look forward
Okay.
to planting new seeds here.
I'm glad. Did Shinichi tell you the whole deal that's going on?
With the other 2 temples.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a curious arrangement.
Yes.
I am hopeful it will prove to be a wise one.
Me too.
Would you like to join us in meditation?
Sure, why not? But also, I actually have a question for you guys.
We may have answers.
Are any of you skilled, or do any of you know how to deal with fire lizards? Or can you yeah?
They look at each other. We're priests.
Okay.
I'm
I
not.
just figured I'd check.
I'm a monk.
Yeah.
She's a monk.
Yeah. You don't know any like magic, and none of you know any like nature spells or anything like that. Would like, I don't know.
I could potentially charm them, but it would require a professional animal tamer to.
Yeah, we got one of those.
Yeah.
It's just you see, we have like a fire lizard infestation on like the northern part of the island. We're hoping to deal with them without, wiping them out.
Potentially, I could assist, but rangers and druids. I could attempt to assist.
Okay. Well, oh yeah, what's your guys' names, by the way?
Our names are many, and we shall reveal them to you in time.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Sketchy.
yeah. You see a guy behind a curtain feverishly trying to write down things.
Actually, I could go for sitting down and meditating for a bit. Think some
Please
things
do it
over.
elsewhere.
Then you will learn one of our names.
Oh.
Okay. I don't. What
Okay.
is this?
Really weird.
What is this game? I'm trying to understand.
And as you sit and get ready to start meditating, the lead priest tells you, I am Wakoa Natsu.
Which one
The
is that?
other
Is that
two's
the air?
name-
Is that the Eritor or the one of the humans?
That is the human male.
Ah, okay. But anyway, the other two.
Their names are hidden from you
Gosh.
Until they solve the riddle.
This is the world's first gotcha game.
Jim and Bob.
until you build us a temple.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, that will be soon.
You're holding your names so we can build you a temple and then you'll introduce yourself?
You're not here, Akio Orada.
in like 2 days, hopefully. Well, that will get started.
No, Alright, I say in my sleep that I'm having a dream where two people are withholding their names and they're like, not until you build us that base, and I'm like, that's silly. And then I keep snoring. Akio's a silly person. Alright. Maybe he's suffering from old man age.
Oh,
Old man age.
Maybe in his
Classic old
40s.
man age.
Isn't he in his 40s?
Yeah, he's like 42.
Old. Yes.
That's old. That's old in these times. Maybe.
Not really,
Not really.
no.
Yeah. back in these days in our world.
You literally just talked to an immortal. Just
Yeah.
recently.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if you survive childhood, you probably could live a pretty long time.
Yeah.
But there's a concept of middle age.
Yeah.
Still.
I think a parent ever looks at their baby in Pathfinder
I-
and like, aw, I hope they become a lich so they can live forever.
No, I don't think anybody hopes that for their children.
I don't know.
Except
Hey,
for
what about
very
those?
specific worshippers of Xerxes.
Yeah. What about those who worship Xerxes?
And,
I hope our son becomes
Yeah,
a high
whatever.
priest of Xerxes and becomes a lich, and becomes very powerful.
choose this mortal coil so that he may pursue his ambitions across eons.
Of being an artist.
Cool parents.
Yeah, and then he becomes an artist instead, and they're like, "You're supposed to become a lich."
You are such a disappointment to us. All of
just
our
want-
ambitions rode with you. Anyway,
I just want to die. You're an embarrassment to our family.
Suru, you said you wanted to talk to Shinichi.
Yeah. Suru's going to the library, and
The
she asked
library.
What?
Shinichi to meet her there.
Okay. Shinichi does so, and you are soon in and among the books of Castle Hayaba with one robotic monk who bows to you as you enter. Lady Suru,
What's up?
you asked me to meet you here.
She's pulling a bunch of books. The same. She's probably been doing this more than once, so she's grabbing everything that she believes she needs to look at related to history of Surugu and just general books on gods and deities.
Mhm.
And she throws them all on the table and just starts reading them.
Hmm.
Not any kind of organized way, because this is new to her.
You are doing some research.
Yeah, I guess. I had a question for you, though. I guess I have a few questions for you. But really, how the
Yeah.
fuck did you make that big ass tree?
That is a very good question. And to
I
be
don't
honest,
even know.
I cannot begin to tell you. It was not through my power. I was informed where to place the tree, and I was informed the steps to take. But after that, it was in Silva's hands.
Well, what if I informed you about a few thousand more places to do it?
I presume you're referring to our penchant for tree murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Turder, if you will.
To
Go
be
on.
honest, that has been something that I have been considering approaching to our daimyo for some time myself.
Well, I actually have some ideas on the subject, but it's not going to be easy.
Few things that are worth doing are. I would be happy to listen to your ideas.
I want to make that our lumber industry more than what it is right now, because we're not going to sustain that forever. The amount of lumber that we need to expand what we're doing. I mean, Surugu's not exactly a very large place. Even if we kept up the way we are now and we just exploited that resource, eventually we're not going to have a need for all of the mills that we put up. But if we actually turn that into a product that we can export, then we can keep employing people there and maybe make money off of it too.
Both true. I am concerned. My concerns are on sustainability.
Well, we need that as well. But I think that while we do that, we can also improve the product. If we start growing more trees, then we may as well grow better ones too, have better wood, and actually have a product that people would want to buy.
There are a couple of locations in Surugu that have exceptional quality timber. That's perhaps just one that I know of that we discovered. Propagating its trees across the island might be, and if those trees could be reproduced across the island in controlled farms for the lumber mills specifically, then we would not have to cut down the surrounding forests.
Right.
And we would have the superior lumber product.
We could get the word out and hype it up and maybe actually make back some of the money that all of this is going to cost.
You should speak to Pascal, I think, on this as well.
I plan to, yeah.
But that is something that might be doable, yes. The Temple of Silva that we are establishing, the natural world is his domain, and plants especially. Though...
Go on.
It would require a certain investment in manpower, I think.
Absolutely, it will. I was wondering if we could employ people to do that, and I was also wondering if maybe we can put a tax on it, which is not going to be popular, but I don't see a way around it.
I believe, really, the mills are all owned essentially by Sada and her government.
Yeah.
So any profits that would be, any profits that, I'm a robot, I can't burp.
What's he been drinking? Jeez.
That would be made would go directly to our coffers. There'd be no place for taxes because there'd be nothing to tax. It'd be already
we
done.
Can just sell it at a premium when we export it.
Yes, I think.
Okay.
This can be done once the Temple of Silva is well established, I think.
Cool. Glad to have your support, buddy.
It is my pleasure. I think this is a very important initiative on your part. Are there any other questions that I could potentially...
Well, yeah, a lot actually. I've been reading about gods. I never really cared too much about this subject, but now I guess it's part of my life and I can't really ignore it anymore. So, I actually like Silva. I think my parents worship Silva. I think.
You did not know your parents well.
Not for very long.
I had never asked you about your early life. I sense that there is some pain there.
Okay. What got you into worshipping Silva?
I was once a much different person. I was a drunkard and a cheat. A layabout. And Silva found me when I was at my lowest point and showed me a different path.
One of those. You hit rock bottom and you rediscovered who you were. Is that what you're saying?
That is one way of saying it. Although to be perfectly honest, I didn't really hit rock bottom until years later when I fell off a cliff. But that is a different story.
The literal rock bottom.
Interesting.
I was not always an Iteron.
Well, I didn't think so. I think I heard that somewhere else. What do you think about all this with the threads of fate?
The ancient elven king struck me as an entity worth listening to. Silva is a deity who preaches the importance of discovering one's own path, and that can seem counterintuitive to one who trusts in fate and stars. But I think it would be foolish to ignore the portent that those who do see things that our mortal eyes may not place in places for us to find them. We
guess.
may be dealing with some things of cosmic importance in the near future, and we should be ready for that.
Yeah, I guess I kind of agree with you. I don't actually buy into a lot of that stuff. I don't think that things are predetermined, but I still feel like I need to look into this because if I don't, then, well, I don't know, it just seems worth it. Do you know anything about what's her name? Nithandi?
The Lady of Stars
Yeah.
is a her province's fate. A province she took over from the god that she worshipped in life. Name I cannot recall. But once she read the stars and foretold the arrival of the beast that rise, and helped set into motion the events that would prevent Logos from being consumed like so many of its predecessors. Nithande knows things. It is her province. It is worth listening to warnings that come from her. Even if they're inconvenient.
That's who I'm trying to look up right now, but there's not a lot of information available, I guess.
On her former deity?
No, just her in general.
Oh.
Though I don't see that either.
She's a fairly esoteric deity as far as I know. Not many mortal followers, probably because of the reason you've already dictated. Most people don't like the idea that everything for them has been predetermined. But from what I understand of Nathande's teachings, it's not a case of predetermination, it's a case of likelihood. Nathande sees what may be, what is, and what has been, but leaves the actual determination of what shall be up to the choices we make. But there are those who argue that our choices are essentially predetermined by our personalities and the choices that have been made up until that point. That actual choice is an illusion. And that really we're all just acting out our functions like the gears of a clock.
Yeah.
Which is
Whatever.
correct. I cannot. Honestly, that may be the best response to such musings.
Well, it just makes sense to me. I mean, if you want to say things are predetermined in that respect, like what's around you and your environment dictates what you're going to do, I guess I could agree with that. But if you try to act like things are some kind of big laid out plan, then it doesn't really make any sense. Unless it's just a really terrible, insane plan that doesn't seem to have any purpose.
That last part, I think, is what some have arrived to as their answer and have been worse off for it.
Did you hear the warning that dude gave us?
Yes, I was with you.
What do you think about being connected to the destruction strand of fate? I don't see much about that in here either. Just mentions that Nithande is into that stuff.
It may not be specific to Nithande. I do not know why there are 3 particular strands of fate currently ensorceling Logos in their grasp. That our proximity to where the path of destruction leads would seem just simple bad luck.
Is it? I don't seem to share that feeling. I guess I don't care. In fact, I'm probably happy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Interesting. Not the usual reaction to impending death.
There's a lot of things that need to change.
Change. 3 paths.
Well, thanks, Shinichi. Please, let's work on getting that temple up together, and then we can move on with what we discussed.
Yes. Shinichi leaves, and his features are, of course, inscrutable. He has no expression to speak of on his mechanical face. But that last phrase, when you said change to him, he seemed to make a connection in his head that he did not immediately give voice to. But he leaves you, and you are allowed to continue with your research.
Cool beans.
Okay. Paulina, do you have anything that you would like to do in Hayaba? No.
No, I don't know, man. I think she's just unsettled by what was said on the mountaintop.
Mm.
She probably just goes about her usual, like, duties and stuff, but is sort of lost in thought about it, or just at least irritated and perplexed by it. I don't know.
How does one defend against impending doom?
Yeah. It's not great to think about.
No, I suppose it wouldn't be. But tomorrow's your birthday, so that's nice.
Woohoo! It's gonna be great.
Kasumi, have you anything to do?
Honestly, not really right now. I feel like I got a lot of development last session, even though I was only there for part of it. And I am fine with where I'm at right now.
Okay. I am fine with the story.
I am.
Okay, very good. And Akio, you currently have some people out in the field, but what are you doing while you're back in Hayaba?
I think you just answered with that gif.
Oh.
I'm not really sure. Is there a way for me to get a message back from my homies? Do we have I don't know.
They don't have sending.
Edric does.
Edric does not actually. I cheated.
Cool.
He essentially used a scroll.
Okay.
Well, that's something to address as soon as they get back, because that's a problem. Maybe we'll train a crow. Or a raven.
It's a problem we run
Pigeon.
into pretty frequently.
Sending is a high-level spell in Pathfinder.
True.
Why don't we... It's time for us to establish the postal service in Turgo.
That really won't help us out very much, but okay.
I know, but
I hope we already have a postal service.
Well, as you have couriers. You might not have a professional one.
Yeah. They got couriers.
Or a centralized one.
We need a government centralized postal service.
We need iPhones.
Those two.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I don't really have anything in particular that I can think of doing at the
Alice,
moment.
there's something I remembered.
What?
What about the Sun Elves?
The Sun Elves have
they shown up yet,
encamped.
or are they still... Okay.
Yes, they have. While you were away, the Sun Elves have created a camp just outside of Hayaba.
Okay.
Still out there.
I'm gonna go
It's
check up on them.
about 300
Probably.
elves, dressed similarly, very militantly, have established a very organized-looking camp outside the city walls, with ornate tents. Each tent quite large and almost palatial. It appears that, as high elves, they are not about to not live in style, even if they've been cursed to the surface land.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check up on them, see if they need anything. Though, judging from this, they're probably pretty good with their fancy tents. They probably have like a tent that's like bigger on the inside. And it's like actually a mansion or something.
That's bullshit.
You are quickly conducted through the camp and to the camp of Caradia and led inside her tent. And you're correct; it is larger on the inside.
Nice. I knew it.
Daimyo Ryudo, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I figured I'd check in and see how you guys are settling. I guess. After everything that happened.
Appear to be fine.
Yeah.
The field allowed to us by your regent is adequate to our number and the size of our tents, and we are comfortable for now.
Okay.
When do you intend to use us against our enemy?
That I don't know yet.
How large are your forces?
How large are our forces? I'm trying to remember.
Big.
We've got around, let's see here. Do we have a... Is it on the kingdom building sheet? I can't remember.
I think it's
It is under
yeah.
army.
Okay. Army. Alright. And each one's about 100 per unit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you've currently got about 1,600 men,
Okay.
including the clockwork infantry.
Yeah.
And also you have 50 Ardanian knights who are just sort of loitering around your capital right now.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I tell her I have about 1,500 of our own men, 100 clockwork soldiers from the Eterons, and we have 50 Ardanian knights just chilling around. We need to figure out what we're gonna do with them.
My Sun Elves number about 300. So you have close to 2,000 men. You think this army is substantial enough to take down your shogun?
Probably not. I think from what I know, he has a pretty large army.
I know.
Maybe
that question was rhetorical.
Ah, okay. I wasn't sure.
You gotta be a dick.
Right now, we're sort
How
of
do you
trying...
intend to expand your forces? Your island is not a large one. I don't think it can sustain an army much larger than what you already have.
Yeah, my hope is to hopefully convince the daimyos of the other islands to join forces with us.
Why do you think they will do that?
Well, I don't, but I hope I can convince them. Yeah. One of them already wants to speak to us anyway, the island to the north. So.
Sada Ryudo, I joined my people to yours in order to take retribution upon our mutual foe. But I will not lead my people to be slaughtered in an impossible fight.
Yeah. Understandable.
I highly recommend...
I also wouldn't want to do that either, so...
I highly recommend you improve your military situation in the near
Yeah.
future.
That's the plan.
Good. Was there anything else?
Nope. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going with you.
You
Anything you need that we can help with?
Absolutely
Or?
not.
Okay. All right then. I'll leave you to it.
Until next time. And you leave?
Yep.
Alright. You got the impression that she wasn't happy to see you.
Ah, that's not good.
So, with that, you spend the rest of your day going about your business, preparing in secret
Yes.
from Pao for her celebration. So, night falls, people begin to get ready to go to sleep. How do you wish to conduct yourselves here? Akio.
Not sure. I guess normally?
How do you want to execute your plan?
My birthday plan. Oh! I was confused for a second. I didn't think you'd actually. Okay, so. See here. Can you give me a quick rundown of the setting, like the room that I'm in? Like the place? Wait.
You're currently in Hayaba Castle, I presume, in your own room.
Okay.
That'd be much decorated by your own self.
So I want to confirm. Pascal, where are you at?
Pascal is likely in his home, which happens to be with Paulina.
Okay, so I meet up with that buyer, and he's like, "Hello." I'm
Yes,
like,
he
okay.
is like that.
And then and we
Yes,
go out.
Akio, are you going to throw me off another building today?
Yes.
Yes. No. We're going to throw Pascal into a cake. We're finally doing it.
Good.
Yes.
I like this plan. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, same. Let's go get Sada. I feel like she wants to see this shit. Maybe Suru. First, let's see if Suru's in on this. Knock knock.
Suru, you hear a knock at your door.
What?
Hey Suru, do you know it's Pal's birthday?
I think so. You wouldn't shut up about it.
Yeah, I have a surprise for her. You wanna help me out here, or do you got your own thing?
No, sure, I'll help you out.
Hell yeah! All right, let's go get Sada. Knock knock. That's you, too.
It's me. I'm here. Is it time to execute cake plan?
Yes.
Plan cake? Plan C?
Yes.
Cake?
Yes.
Okay.
Finally. I feel like Kasumi's not here. Is she here?
Kasumi is in the castle.
Knock knock.
Tatsu opens the door.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tatsu.
hey,
Hey.
Tatsu.
What do you all want?
Who's that?
It's, like everybody, actually.
Weird.
Kasumi, it's Pal's birthday.
In a couple hours.
Do you want to help me out with my plan?
I'm not gonna help my best friend to have a birthday.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
Not you. No, you're not the best friend. I want to make that
No,
clear.
Well, that was...
Are you
I-
talking about Pao?
I kind of peek in Kasumi and Tatsu's room a little bit. What's it look like in there?
Jake, you
30.
tell me.
Okay, God, give me a second. I'm very put on the spot. Well,
Very much are, yes.
I feel like Kasumi is somewhat messy in her own personal affairs. Like, she probably has a desk that has some paper strewn about it. Not to the point where it's like hoarder-ish, but just a bit messy. And there is also likely some form of kitchenette built within, like, that Tatsu had custom built for the space, and it is well used.
And meticulously maintained.
Oh yes, of course. You can probably smell like a very aromatic breakfast being made right now. And their bed is very messy. They don't make their bed.
I'm grabbing some of that meticulous breakfast.
Go for it. Tatsu always makes more than enough.
Alright. I got over Kasumi birding me. Let's go! And then we march over to Pow's house. Knock, knock. Or Pascal's, I guess.
It's time to kidnap Pow.
It says knock on the door.
Yeah, what? Oh.
How? What are you doing at this time?
What time is it?
It's like in the evening, a bit late in the evening. Maybe
Wait, I thought
about
breakfast
9.
was being eaten. I'm confused.
That's a good question, actually. So I guess this is Akio. This is in the morning.
When are we?
Yeah, it's before breakfast would be happening, I guess.
Or as. So we'll say it's like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
What is your intention here?
We're gonna grab you and kidnap you.
Me?
Not Pow, the other one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Pow has to get to the birthday party.
Maybe I'm
Write a ransom letter.
on a convenient early morning jog.
I mean, you probably both are, actually.
It could be. Maybe I go out for an early jog because I'm so fast, then I come back and we go for a second jog. I don't know how it works.
I mean, we told Pascal about the plan, so he has to be ready.
I mean, Paulina has both Desert Runner and Endurance, so she can definitely do that. And just
love to run. Clear my mind. Run.
My plan is already falling apart because this lady likes to run.
No, we leave a
I
ransom
thought this was
note.
good.
We leave a ransom note that we kidnap Pascal, and Pal has to run to Shirado to save him.
Yeah, so you find find the house. Pau is out on her first run, while Pascal is just sort of getting ready for his first run, waiting for it to come back. And he sees the entire troop of you trooping up to his home and goes, hi, guy.
Grab him!
Oh no, the kid.
I grab him.
Alright.
It's probably not necessary, but I do it anyway.
No, he's not resisting.
It's because
he
he can't.
Everybody's making
Pascal
this
is
face.
also very strong, but yeah, he's not really. There's like these 5 of you. It's not going to work. And also, he's not really inclined to anyway. So you just cart Pascal away. Do you leave a note or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
We have Pascal.
We have Pascal. If you want to see him again, you gotta come to Shirado.
Yeah.
The Shirado Hot Springs.
Signed, ne'er-do-wells.
Loves and kisses.
Sign
Manuel.
the Shogun.
Oh, Jesus.
Who writes the note?
Akio, I guess. Really?
It'll be very obvious that it's Akio's handwriting.
There's like stains on it.
Also, the sheer fact that you're wearing solid gold armor, and so I have to imagine the flexibility is just not there.
No, you can. It's pretty flexy.
It's pretty flexy, Jake.
Yes, I do recall famously flexible metal.
It is pretty malleable.
Well,
No, in terms of metals, yes, but it's like breastplate, right?
It's full plate.
Okay, yeah, it's full plate. You're not moving much.
Well, I didn't write the letter when I was wearing the
The thing is,
suit.
it's full plate, not half plate, so it is articulated and meshed to his body. So it's a lot more. He's a lot more agile than you might actually give him initial credit for. But that's not to say that it's super agile. But you can still get up to a +1 dexterity bonus, so more dexterous than average in full plate.
It's true.
So it's not that bad.
Anyways, yeah, it says the following above, and yeah.
Stick it to the front door with a knife.
Okay,
There.
and with that, you're able to bundle off.
I cut
Let me
myself
go.
on the knife.
We
a
take the
little bit,
airship.
So there's some blood on it.
Oh shit! All right.
I say sorry to Pascal for his door.
Yeah, guys, it's expensive.
Shut up. You're rich.
Hey, we didn't set the place on fire, right?
No.
We
Please
could.
don't set my
Is
place
that
on fire.
taking it too far?
Do you want me to go back?
Don't set my home on fire. I just built it.
I know.
Also,
looks really lovely.
it's made of stone, so it'd be pretty difficult, I think.
The upper floor is made of wood.
Oh.
You compromise
No,
yourself,
no.
Pascal.
Let's not set it on fire.
All right, you
All right.
take
Yeah.
the sky skiff off to Sherrado. It takes you 3 2/3 hours. Paulina, what's your running speed or your meter round?
This is ridiculous.
Not running.
Let's see.
Unless you want to run.
Let's see. Gotta open my character sheet. Da-da-da-da-da-da. My running. No, that's not the right tab. Running speed. 280. 280.
280.
So you run faster than the sky skiff.
Yeah.
Let's just hope we have enough of a lead before she gets back from her jog.
I'd be a little bit mad.
I'm gonna roadrunner you guys. I'll just be there. Beep beep.
Because Pau is subject to the terrain, she does make it slightly slower. In 3 3/4 hours. If she's running the entire time, but that does require.
She's not going to start right away either. We're leaving now, and she'll only be leaving when she finds that note.
That's true. Which might not be too long, but yes. Let me 1 second. Let me look up how. Okay, so you want to be. Okay, so unfortunately, you can't run at maximum speed for hours at a time.
That's fine.
You can hustle.
Cool.
You can hustle for 1 hour without a problem. So, what's your regular movement speed?
Regular
Type 2.
movement speed.
Or just your regular- so that'd be 70, right?
Yeah, my base is 70.
So it's 140 if you're hustling. So
Sweet.
that's 7.5 hours. So you would need to hustle for. You can hustle for 1 hour without a problem, but then you'd need to hustling for a second hour in between sleep cycles deals 1 point of non-lethal damage, and each additional hour deals twice the damage taken during the previous hour of hustling. The character who takes any non-lethal damage from hustling becomes fatigued.
Can't believe you guys have done this to me.
So you could hustle the entire time.
Okay.
At which point you would take 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 plus 8 is 15.
That's why we
Can't
haven't-
believe what? Giving you a good birthday party?
I do have a horse also. How
Wait.
fast does
The
a horse
horse is
go?
slower than you.
But does it have more endurance than I?
Wow, you are
Absolutely not.
You are literally Sonic the Hedgehog in a car right now.
No, I know. That's why I drew myself as a Sonic last session. 'Cause it's
That's-
true.
Pretty funny. I didn't even make that connection till now.
Yeah, I go
If
fast.
If I did my math correctly, you take 63 non-lethal damage, and you're fatigued by the time you get there.
That's why we have a giant cake that can fit Pascal,
It's
so
worth it.
she can eat it all.
Look, for a birthday surprise, it's
You know
Worth
what
it.
sucks is that the last time Pascal disappeared, I think he like blew up, right?
I have an injury. I should
So
clear
this
that
is great timing.
So, Paulina, you...
63?
Yeah, I believe
Okay.
63 non-lethal.
I'm at 99. Okay.
You accelerate. you zoom. You know you cannot run all out for hours at a time because that's impossible.
But we didn't get to see Pal's reaction to finding the note.
The note.
Oh, that's true. Excuse me. Pow, you return from your run around the city limit, your jog really. And as you're walking up to
Time for breakfast.
time for breakfast.
Can't wait.
Pascal's trying to learn how to cook. He occasionally takes lessons from Tatsu. He's not very good, but he's trying.
We'll get there if Tatsu's his teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk up, and from a distance, with your sharp eyes, you can see that there is a note to the door, stabbed onto it with a dagger.
Okay, my blood runs cold because all throughout my run, I'm just thinking about the whole assassins. How are we gonna deal with that shit? And, oh, at least, wow, my birthday, that'll be nice. I can't wait to have breakfast, and then I see that. Yeah. I immediately grab the note and get I'm my stance changes, I'm ready for anything. And there's blood on the note, right?
Yes.
Yep, there's blood on the dagger. And the Shogun has stolen Pascal and is hiding him in Shirado for some reason.
Do I recognize the handwriting, actually? Because this will be interesting.
Make a flat intelligence check.
Oh, okay.
Oh, unless you have linguistics.
Do I?
I think that's right.
It's highly doubtful. No, I don't.
All right.
Int, it is.
Did you just roll a 1?
Pascal's been kidnapped by the Shogun and his elite squad of assassins.
And he's
And I have to run all the way to Shirado.
The conditions for this have never been better.
I immediately go and look for everybody else so I could be like, look what the fuck is happening, we gotta go.
No one's here.
Oh no.
You can't find anyone.
I was only on a run for... It wasn't even an hour. What?
The Shogun's kidnapped all your friends.
Okay, I'm fucking running. I'm going. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, zoom. You created. There's a dust cloud behind you. A couple of peasants have to grab hold of their hats.
Because I checked to see if the airship is. Well, no. You know what? I probably wouldn't even think about it. I'm gone.
Gonzo.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So thanks for that.
You are running from 7 in the morning
Oh no.
until let me see, it'd be 5 hours and an additional 2.5. So it's at 2:30 in the afternoon that your jog is complete, as you have jogged over the hills and through the wooded lands surrounding Shirado until you enter the town. A guard meets you at the gate entering into the town. He nods at you and goes, "Greetings, Lady Paulina."
Where's the Shogun?
Huh?
Um,
I believe he's in tea currently.
Insight check. It's not a...
Okay, I was hoping you'd roll another
Okay.
one.
I was
but,
hoping so too, but this is fine.
You son of a bitch!
This man has answered you correctly.
Damn it.
He's very confused.
Have you seen a suspicious party of assassins?
I can't say I have, but assassins are famously sneaky.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, brother.
I was told to direct you to the hot spring if you arrived.
Show me.
And he points towards the very obvious looking hot spring building. The hot spring resort is formerly the largest building in Shirado. You guys built a palace here and never used it, but it's there too.
Yep.
So off to the left, but you can see the hot spring sort of like it's bright red walls sitting atop its low, or excuse me, it's rocky hill as the waters pour out from near its entrance and down into the rivulet leading into the lake. Are you well? You're breathing very hard.
Yeah, I ran here from the capital.
Huh?
Yeah. I started running in the morning. It's fine. What? Do I go this way?
Please follow me. And he leads you up to the hot spring. The doors. You've been here before, a couple of times. It's very nice. The people there recognize you. They open the doors before you, and you are comported into the main entrance hall
Yes. And
slash
it's
party
completely
room.
and it's completely dark.
It is completely dark.
Except
Lightning
for,
crackles across my body.
except for, and then you see it, a giant cake.
The lightning does not stop crackling across my body.
You hear like a deeply like pitched voice, like, wait, I'm gonna. Paulina! Today is a day that you will never forget! Oh,
What have I done to earn this fate?
now you will see. Line. Now you will
Line?
see.
It's your idea. You didn't tell us what you're gonna say.
Now you will see the fruits of your labor and what they've led to.
What?
Approach the cake.
Fuck you. Show yourself. What? No.
No, what? No, approach the cake.
I approached the cake entirely ready for it to explode or something, and I'm gonna let loose, man. As soon as anything happens.
Paulina. Happy birthday! And then
The lights go up. The room is filled with your friends and compatriots.
I
Roll
immediately
this
turn to
thing.
dust.
Sada blows one of those streamer things.
Oh god.
Noisemakers. They show the party hat on.
And
Wait, what?
at the sound of happy birthday, the top of the cake splits open,
Explodes.
and out pops Pascal.
And a thought.
Tied up.
Tie it up.
Oh, he was gonna leave otherwise.
He wasn't.
What?
You had to keep him tied up. That's fucked up.
It would be difficult for him to get out of the cake.
Yeah, how'd you put him in a thong if he's tied up? That's fucked up.
Yeah, he is not tied up. He erupts out of the top of the cake, wearing a thong, and nothing else.
Nice. Pow just immediately sits on the floor.
In dust form.
She's so tired. Yeah, well, the dust form dissipates as she hits the ground.
And there's confetti.
Whoa! What the fuck happened to? Whoa, pal! What? You okay?
Kasumi is in like the back, cackling, just the full-throated, deep cackling.
I
Sada,
ran for 7 hours.
Pascal had erupted out of the cake and instinctively picked out a flexing sort of double biceps pose.
Sada blows her noisemaker again.
Upon seeing your reaction, he gets very concerned, and goes to try and get to you, but realizes that he's in the middle of a giant cake. After a couple of seconds trying to figure it out, he gives up, lifts himself out of the central container, just slides down the front of the cake on his butt, and gets over to you.
I like the idea of just like the icing just making a little
up there.
yeah. It's all up in there. It's
Um,
gross.
It is gross.
Unless he's.
Suru gives him a big slap on the cake ass.
Look
Are
at
you
that cake.
okay?
Look at that cake.
That
You
is
like cake?
what-
Look at that cake.
Whose idea was it to leave a
I take one
bloody note?
one beautiful guess.
Wait, there was a bloody note?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It said that you had been kidnapped by the Shogun,
You didn't tell me you were going to tell her that!
and everyone was gone. And there are assassins, though. There's a problem.
Akia scratches his beard. Huh. You know what? That might have been badly timed.
You don't say?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Just hang my head. I accept this fucking total razzing that I've gotten. Jeez.
Gal hugs you
Unbelievable.
and tells you that he's sorry.
You look great.
Thank
what
you.
kind of cake is that?
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
have
now I-
breakfast.
What kind of cake did I get her?
What kind of cake did you get her? Right now it's ass cake.
Her favorite
There
flavor.
are 2 perfectly sized troughs going down the front of it.
That's
You know what? I'll say it's vanilla for now. I wanted to say Superman, but I don't think those flavors exist.
His butt crack is just jam full of stuff.
Wow.
I am extremely uncomfortable right now.
You look really comfortable.
It's it's like that buttercream kind of icing where like even like if it feels like it coats your mouth.
No, that
And
oh no.
yeah.
All like body temperature warmed from him being in it. Oh, buttercream. No.
Ugh.
Thanks for that.
Are you
So
going to
we're
be
in the-
okay? I'm really sorry. This
Just
wasn't
can
what
I eat some of the cake? I haven't had breakfast and I ran for
That's why the
Can
cake
you
is here.
get Paulina some of
literal
the
hours.
cake? Not from that side, the other side.
Give me a slice, please.
I cut a slice with my katana.
Thank you.
A very big slice.
Happy birthday, pal.
Thank you. This is gonna be a memorable one, I think.
Yeah.
This one for the books.
So you know that putting Pascal on the cake was my idea. Zero did the bloody note though.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Not at the moment, at the time, but you know, I'm sure tomorrow it'll be my favorite part of the whole thing.
There's a big smile on him that does not go away.
I'm going to use the washroom, and yeah, he turns and walks to the actual rinsing room for the hot spring, which fortunately it does have, and it's just entirely coated. But yeah, other than that, Paulina, you start to get your bearings. You are starving and fatigued, and you have a lot of non-lethal damage. Every muscle in your lower body is in pain.
But you know what? Now I get a spa day. This is kind of a good birthday gift.
Yeah.
Never have I needed one more.
You ran like 100 miles in a day.
In 7 hours.
In 7 hours.
Oh boy.
What do I roll to draw things again?
Artistry.
Oh, yeah, but I don't have that. So what was it?
It's just charisma.
All right, I'm gonna give it a crack. Try to draw
I'm back.
Hello.
Pal the way she is now.
Oh no.
It actually
Hey, not
comes
too
out really
Wow.
good.
Okay.
And yeah, you draw it. Do you draw it with the pigments or just drawing it?
No, the pigments.
Okay. Yeah, you draw POW, and it comes out with actually a pretty decent replication of POW, which pops off the page as a three-dimensional figure of her on the floor, completely fatigued and beside herself with worry, and holding a very large piece of cake.
Oh no, I want that in real life. Someone 3D print that.
A cake or
This is for you, pal.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
A cake that's in the shape of this moment.
Wow. I'll cherish this forever.
At her
Presently, Pascal comes back. He is now wearing a towel.
What happened to his clothes?
I melted them.
Oh.
Kasumi yells, "Take it off!"
Oh,
No, I don't know.
Kasumi is drunk.
already?
It's
Listen,
2 o'clock.
We had to, hey, we were
Listen,
waiting. We were
she
waiting
worked
here for a
fast.
while.
Oh my goodness.
It's 2:30.
Well,
She has been pre-gaming since she got here
it's a resort. You can get day drunk.
at 10. So yeah. Pascal comes up to you, Paulina, and he gives you a box. And he sort of bashfully says, "Sorry again. This wasn't what I initially envisioned for today, but hopefully it can still be good."
It'll be fine. I just need to recuperate.
Yeah, and in retrospect, maybe we could have done this in Hayaba Castle instead of the hot spring.
But I get a well-deserved spa day now. So
I just
Yeah.
want to make
it's
it
a
known.
good gift.
I just
How you would
want
have done the same thing.
I would not have done that. No.
That's
I want to make it known that every single time that buyer walks by you two and you are together, he gives you 2 thumbs up and a really weird smile.
Oh God.
Just wait
So-
until Suru's birthday.
The box contains a sort of simple necklace with an amethyst pendant.
However nice, but I already have a neck slot item.
I know. No,
Joking.
I know. It's not magical.
That's
I
joking.
know that you need to wear the amulet for.
I was kidding. I also wear like a necklace with a cool fire lizard tooth on it. I think so. It's cool.
Yeah.
The more
So
the merrier.
I thought it would go with.
Matches my robes.
There's something really funny to me about getting jewelry as a gift and going like, wait, this isn't good as my default.
This lowers my stats. Oh no. Yeah. No, it matches my robes. How thoughtful.
Sada blows the noisemaker again.
You gotta stop that though.
No.
I'm gonna need a PTSD or whatever from that sound.
I should have invested in Vizula's.
Oh God.
The Kunoichi Jin claps his hands, and out comes a large spread of food and drink. and the party is allowed to get off the ground, just as Paulina is. As she is comported to a place of honor
Yes, we put Paulina
among
on
her
a throne.
friends who have tortured her.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
I think she might, actually. Um,
Doctor,
yeah.
make sure you save some cake for my boys. Yeah. This was a good session.
So the party begins and continues. Anything you guys would like to do during it?
Yeah, I want to whip Pascal with that towel.
You just rip it off of him?
Yeah, and then twirl it up, use it like a whip.
Hey, make an attack roll?
Okay.
He's not wearing armor.
I can't believe you killed Pascal.
Dead.
Like attack.
Not on my birthday.
Yeah, you hit him.
What towel? What a way to go.
Man.
He
Embarrassing.
yipes loudly. And jumps like a foot in the air when you do that.
Sorry. No,
and
I'm not
he's-
really sorry.
He was still only wearing the thong underneath the towel, so he had zero protection from that.
I couldn't help myself.
Yeah, you could have.
Well, that's arguable, but I didn't.
Oh, God.
How about you, Kasumi? Anything you want to do?
Kasumi is going to continually make comments about how hot Tatsu is, but in the sense that she's trying to be irritating to him about his actual body temperature. She is very drunk.
Tatsu realizes what you're doing very quickly. Tatsu isn't very drunk. He doesn't drink a lot, to be honest. And, but for your benefit, he does do a fairly convincing impression of being mad at your chicanery.
Kasumi is pleased.
I'm sure.
And eventually I will also go to Pow and drunkenly drape my arm across her shoulder and be like, Pow,
Hi.
hey buddy,
Hi.
you're
How's it
doing
going?
you're doing great,
Uh-huh.
and we're all just so proud of you.
Yeah.
Awesome, you're like the heart and soul of the team.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're...
You know what? I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
train you
Yep.
to be a lightning person.
Is that a thing that can be done?
Yes.
Because I don't know if it's the same thing. I got no clue, actually.
Yeah.
Alright. I look forward to that then.
Okay.
Yep.
Here, have a drink.
Are you okay?
I stumble over to where
Oh.
the things are and bring you
Oh.
back one.
Okay.
Go hog wild. little
I
buddy.
will. Oh, I'm gonna do that.
And Kasumi falls asleep.
In the cake.
I think all of that while Pow is like, I think just sitting in a hot spring, like leaning back, and maybe she's got some cucumber slices on her eyes, and she's like, she's like, cool.
just excused herself from the party entirely and gone straight to the spring.
She's just in like the back corner. You know?
Oh wait! If you're like soaking in like a hot tub type
Oh,
situation,
yeah.
I have a feeling if it's like, is it one of those like single person ones where like there's like little spots for each person to sit and they can
I
like
don't
prop their arms
know.
up and stuff, or is it like a big communal hot spring?
I don't know, but I imagine it's got like nice big old round rocks kind of around the edges, and she's got like her.
As I
Okay.
recall,
Like
the hot
elbows up.
spring, there is a main spring with the naturally occurring hot spring that is divided into a men and women's side. There is a massage area and a mud bath area that is co-ed.
Okay, so rather than like stumbling away, Kasumi and falling asleep, Kasumi will fall into the hot spring and fall asleep in the water.
I'm gonna make sure she's right side up.
It doesn't matter.
Oh,
was
I
thinking-
know,
Yeah.
but it seems strange to leave your friend face down in a pool, even if you know it's okay. Like it's still,
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought for a second she became the water, and I was like,
Whoa.
kind of grossed out. Yeah.
Oh.
How much she drinks, you would think she would handle it better. 'Cause every time we do something like this, she gets sloshed.
I think it's because of what she, like...
She's a sloshy kind of person.
That's the thing.
Oh yeah, she does it a lot.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is that she has to drink a lot in order to get to that point.
I have drank a lot is the thing.
Drinking has been done.
Paulina, you are thoroughly pampered after your 7.5-hour run. Pascal's mind is boggled that you ran for 7.5 hours. As he explains, he thought the sky skiff was going to be sent back to gather you up.
Wow, wouldn't that make sense?
Yeah, if only. I mean,
He asked if you want to go in the mud bath together.
Yes, just like old times where we all cried about our dads. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Let's not do that this time.
No.
What?
What? What?
Cried about your dads?
Oh yeah, it was like me, Pascal, and Kasumi all hanging out in a mud bath, and we all talked about how we have dad problems.
Yeah. I don't even
All
remember.
of our dads
Kasumi.
are dead or missing or whatever. Kasumi's like lost 5 dads at this point.
That's why our shots from a distance. I met mine in heaven, I think. I cooled over. I'm cool now. It's nice. He said hi.
Oh.
My dad is alive in hell, being tempted for the rest of eternity because of me.
Yeah, but he likes it. Let's not talk about that. Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to bring up, parents.
What do you guys think about that? That whole soul situation? Not just Pascal's dad.
Why are you
Maybe
bringing
this
it
isn't the time and place. Never mind.
up? Yeah.
Like,
Happy birthday.
I would happily have this conversation at any other point in time.
Yeah, well, it's been on my mind
Okay.
a lot.
Do you want to sit in a mud bath and talk about dads?
No, that sounds
Okay,
really
cool.
weird.
Yeah. Good.
And with that, the party goes well, despite its rocky beginning. The proprietor of the Shirado Hot Spring Kunoichi Jin is happy to host you free of charge, being that you are his liege lords and,
we got rid of that giant rat for him.
got rid of... you got rid of Borkert the Insatiable, and you got rid of the Gulaba that was possessing the place. By the way, who was at this party? I didn't ask. Who did you bring?
I hope I brought everybody.
Everybody could fit on the sky skiff.
That's a good point, because we're going to have an extra person who's going to have to walk back.
True.
Uh-oh.
I'll do it.
It's Akio.
That was the fastest revenge chat I've ever seen.
Also, your idea.
I will actually do it.
Oh, okay.
Unless we're going somewhere else and not back to the capital.
Who of our courts would want to come to the Pal's birthday party?
Well, clearly Tatsu.
Yes,
is there.
Tatsu. Yes.
One would presume that your cohorts are there, so that would include Mino and
Shinichi?
Shunichi. Thank you.
All right.
Shinichi
So-
using the hot springs?
Shunichi is currently using the hot springs, yes. Shunichi is sort of also disappointed in how this whole proceeding was held. Shunichi, yeah, is just sort of sitting in the hot springs. He's sunk to the bottom. He's just sort of taking there. I mean, at the bottom, it's only like, at its deepest point, it's only like 4 feet. So,
Is he
but
just
still.
laying supine on the bottom of the hot spring, staring up through the water?
Yeah, essentially. Actually, no. He's in the lotus position at the bottom of the hot spring, just sort of hanging out there. You can see that he's there, but he's almost sort of like a statue. So that's 5. That's 5 plus 3 is 8 people that were on the sky skiff. 9 including Pascal. Did you include a 10th?
Did we?
Akio, this was sort of your plan, so.
Sorry, what was the question?
It turns out the 10th was one of the 7 sorrows.
No,
Dun, dun,
no.
Okay, so I obviously
Scary.
invited the party if I could.
Mhm.
I feel like I would have included our escorts. Is that already over 10? Do I have to pick between
We
them?
just went through it. You have one
Yeah,
person left
we had
if
one
you
left.
included Mino, Shunichi, Pascal, and Tatsu.
Yeah.
Shit. I don't know actually. That I feel like I guess I
Wait,
would.
I know. The dumpling
Who?
lady.
Of course. Where would
Uh-huh.
where
That
would
was the
we
one.
To
Where
Shugo and collected
where
the
would-
dumpling lady.
where would we be without her?
Or maybe it's Shin. I don't know. Shin probably wouldn't want to miss a party.
Yeah, you know what, Shin? How about that? Does Shin even know Akio exists?
Yes, he knows everybody on the island who exists.
Yep. No, I know, but has he actually talked to Akio?
I feel like you've interacted.
Okay, then Shin. That seems fair. I didn't really think about this particular.
I mean, a better question would be, would he want to be at Pow's birthday party anyway?
All right, let's do a flashback. Hey, Shin, buddy of mine. Wanna celebrate Pow's birthday? We're going to have Pascal pop out of a cake at the hot springs. It's gonna be hilarious.
What will he be wearing?
Oh, you know, a thong and nothing else.
Then yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's how it happened. Now you might wonder how I've got here, but that's how. But that seems to be the wrong way to transition to that. Yeah, so it's Shin.
The day of the party continues. It's very pleasant. Once you've gotten relaxed, and Palina, you can feel the care and worry seep out of you into the mud as you sit in it. With the little cucumber slices on your eyes. Eventually, you are provided dinner as well. Comported to the very comfortable rooms of the hot spring. and are able to spend the night in luxury, wondering why you're not just using the giant palace that you built here in Shirado.
Maybe someday. Maybe we should just give Borkrit that palace.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
The next day. What would anyone like to... What are you each doing in the morning?
Here in Shirado, I don't know. What is there to do here?
Well, you wake up. It's a resort. The spring is beautiful. There's all manner. They will provide you food whenever you want. There's a gym. There's a massage area. There's mud bath.
I go check out the palace. So we haven't really gone to it at all.
You walk into the great stone and wood palace in the Hadanese style that you had constructed here. It's behind a stout wall with all manner of guards that are happy to comport you in. It's a massive structure. It's bigger than the castle in Hayaba, though it's not meant for defense, but rather for living. In absolute luxury. All of it is magnificent. A beautiful throne room. Great halls, bedrooms, and all manner of anything one could desire.
Man, when did we even build this? I don't even remember.
It was a few months ago. I answered my your servants. Yeah, we were wondering when you were going to come visit.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
You want us to like feed you grapes or something?
Nah, I'm alright.
Okay.
She said,
Well, no.
Oh, I thought you said all right, not I'm all right.
I heard that too.
Alright,
Okay.
I guess.
That's what you do in palaces, right?
So weird.
So Sada goes and inspects her beautiful palace in Shirado, next to the hot
I gotta
spring.
figure something out. Something to do with this.
Kasumi, you awaken.
I can't.
That's it. I awaken.
You awaken.
Am I
The
floating?
sun stream. No, you have been comported at some point to a room, presumably by Tatsu. The sun streams into the window and into your room, and stabs daggers directly into your eyes.
But why would you be like this?
I wince in horrible, horrible pain.
Tatsu looks over at you. He is perfect as usual.
I hate
You're
you.
hungover, aren't you?
I hate you so much.
Do you want breakfast?
Yes, something very greasy and full of protein.
Okay. I'll make it. Be back.
I lurch.
Tatsu hands you a basket. Or not basket, a bucket, rather. Just in case. So he returns, though, with a tray of food that he has made. Breakfast foods, all of it fried. Made with some meats. He avoided fish.
I happily devour the food, and I don't know. I guess eventually my head will stop pounding so much.
Yes, eventually it goes away, and you wish for the invention of aspirin, but it does not come.
What is aspirin?
I don't know. No looking. Sir, what are you doing?
I'm gonna get Pascal. See if he wants to hit up this Shirado gym.
Okay. Well, that sort of leads into it. You walk over to Pascal and Paulina's room. And Paulina, how are you guys waking up?
I am not. I'm exhausted. I'm gonna sleep in.
She ran like
True. Yeah, Suru, you knock at the door.
get on the
Pascal
floor.
opens it.
Is it
And,
dinosaur?
puts a finger to his mouth as he does so.
Hey,
Pow is still sleeping, and he sort of sidles out of the door and just quietly closes it again.
Is he still wearing his thong?
What? No, he's not. He's now wearing pants in his shirt.
Coward.
what's up, buddy? You feeling good? You want to go move some stuff? Slaps him on the shoulder.
Oh, you mean in the gym here?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Bring breath fire. Fire makes the work out here.
I kind of wanted to be around for when Pow woke up, but I don't think that's gonna be for a while. So yeah, might as well. Yeah, one sec. Let me change into something that I hope I can work out in.
Okay.
And soon he leads you. He comes back out again, and he leads you to where the gym is. Did I tell you about the time I almost worked myself out to death here?
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I was compelled by a succubus. Fun times.
Let's do it again.
No. Let's not. Let's do this the safe and right way.
Oh, the police are coming.
It's
They
really,
heard we.
really boring.
Working out is illegal now.
You gotta
Ow.
beat your max.
No, Pow reported that the Shogun kidnapped Pascal, and now they're finally coming.
Oh no.
And their
Oh,
cruisers with their sirens.
Oh no.
What are
No,
these
that's not what I'm
things?
saying. You gotta push yourself, but you have to do it in a controlled environment so that you don't hurt yourself.
Mom?
Oh, let's grab Backfire too.
Okay. Thought I heard somebody saying to do that, but
Yeah, weird. I know, I heard it too. The
Your
gym
vibes
here
were
is
cool.
actually very well set up. And yeah, you are able to get in a very good workout and continue to train Batbear to the point that he once was, or actually to the point that you think he should be. To attempt to accelerate his gains.
I'm just gonna say this because I feel like it'll destroy Rita, but Batwire's working on his glutes.
Uh-huh.
His haunches.
can I bench press Batfire?
Bench press?
Yeah.
There is no way for me to tell you if you can or not. Well, I guess maybe. What is your maximum medium load?
Oh, baby. You don't want to know that. Where do I find that?
On your character sheet, under equipment. There will be
2,772 pounds.
really. While you're raging, or just normally?
No rage.
Wow. Well, yeah, you can bench press Batfire easily then.
Well, if it's easy, then I don't want to do it. I thought it'd be hard. I look at Batfire with disappointment.
What'd I do? What'd
I
I
don't
do? What? What's
Shake
wrong?
my head.
What?
I thought you'd be heavier.
I can become heavier.
Yeah, this shit look.
I will be heavy. Again. I was 12 feet tall.
You know what we should have done?
Oh wait, I had a pervert when I was 12 feet tall. You know what? Maybe not so heavy.
We should have wrestled when we were in that town with the wrestling ring. That would have been fun.
Yeah. What time was that?
I'm not sure you were there.
It
Yeah,
actually
I remember.
appears that you do have rage enabled, Prof.
No,
Oh.
it's not clicked.
Oh,
Yeah, it's kind of weird thinking about.
there's two of them on your sheet.
Oh, Jesus, why? I never did that.
Oh, this is when you were absent. Oh, there was a week when you were absent. I went in your sheet and I was like, oh,
I
this
messed
is
with it on
weird.
purpose.
You don't have a rage buff set up. Which,
So something I had a rage buff set up, And something.
Yeah, and it's clearly come back now. Some update must have like hidden it. And
Something screwed up. Something screwed up all of my buffs. I believe it was when I put a buff in there that you told me to do. Like I clicked on something and it gave me some pre-made buffs, and it fucked up the ones that I actually wrote myself.
bizarre.
And I never fixed it. But no, my rage has always been there, and now I have 2. That's weird.
Yeah, now you have 2. Well, I'll turn
You
off
can
the one
rage
that
twice now.
I made also. So and now you have
1,224.
yes. So unfortunately, you cannot bench press Backfire.
Well, then I'm gonna start doing it.
Wait, what? I don't like.
You can bench press him if you're raging. Let me put it that way. And since you can rage for many rounds, you could actually do several reps.
Do bad buyer sets.
Are you screaming as you do this?
Yes.
Okay, I'm scared. Bedpire's scared. This is new. He's never experienced something like this before.
Pascal is scared too, to be honest.
Please help me, White.
Huh. I never thought of just screaming.
It helps a lot. Really lets you get your force out there, you know?
Huh.
You should try it. Also, we should wrestle. I really like that idea now. Let's do that sometime.
I like that Prof wants to wrestle. I'm pretty happy about this.
Actually, looking at it, Pascal can bench press Fatfire as well, but just barely. Very close.
What if he screams?
It does not make a difference for him.
Damn.
I don't buy that for a second.
Actually, he might be screaming of just how difficult it would be.
Wait, what's happening? Sorry?
Why are the... Well, never mind. The lift above head, off ground, dragon push are all insanely higher than the load carrying lifts.
Yeah, they're all multiples of each other, and they get pretty high as a result.
Well, lift above head would be a military press, obviously.
Yeah. And that's a maximum. That's equal to your heavy load. And then max load is obviously what could you potentially just heft off the ground and waddle around with. And yes, you're absolutely right. It gets absolutely ridiculous in the old 3.5 rules at high strength values. Pascal can drag and or push 7 tons, as it turns out, which is
That seems like a
Hell
lot.
yeah.
it seems like a lot.
That's so you can do that anime shit.
Suru, while she's raging, can military press 2 tons above her head.
How hard could Zero punch someone?
3. We know this. Anyway. So yes, actually, Suru, overall, the workout here is not that good, to be honest. You and Pascal are both left kind of disappointed. The gym does not challenge you really enough here.
Oh, man. That
Yeah, I
sucks.
know. Just kind of sucks. I mean, we could just lift Bad Fire some more.
Good. It works.
Please stop. You
I think it
keep
might be a little
screaming.
embarrassing.
Bapiar can't lift himself.
You know what? I'm gonna go visit the lady that made me big, and I'm gonna eat some Wait,
She's dead.
I'm gonna go cry.
Sada, you're in the... So... Akio, what are you doing?
I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. That was all I had planned. I guess, jeez, I really wish I had a way to communicate with my boys. I guess I decide that now that it's no longer Pau's birthday to perform logistics and see if I can also recruit people in this town for Outer Haven, so I visit the bar and see who's available. Any attractive warriors?
Any attractive warriors? No,
In
we
terms
want-
of
Attractive warriors only in outer heaven.
You must be this sexy to fight for me.
It's like you have one of those "you must be this tall to ride the ride" signs, but it's "you must be this sexy to fight for me," and it's just like it's a real hunk. Oh, a mirror. That's nice. What a nice sentiment. Everybody's sexy enough in their own way.
Aw.
Yeah.
Ever since Bedfire's been back, Akio's just been a nice, happy dude that doesn't go on trunchery. Alright.
Well,
right,
Akio, as you start going out into Shirado and exploring and trying to, espy any would-be warriors, you're not being especially successful. This is a resort town more than anything. You see a couple tourists, but none that strike you as warriors, except for that really tall Ifrit with the short hair and the double. Oh wait, that's just Kolvar. Oh hey, it's Kolvar. Kolvar is currently walking up to
That's one of our dudes.
Tonu Oyaba. And Edric Vieno behind him, and they get up to you and go, Boss Akio, we have that place is bad news.
Oh?
Yeah, we have something that we should show you.
Alright. And then he puts on a serious face.
They lead you back out of the town and over to where their horses are being kept, and with the horses is a cage. And in that cage appears to be a man, but a not well man.
What am I looking at? Where'd you find this person?
In the fungus-infested forest that you sent us to investigate.
I figured. What I meant is, how close was he to, like, where did you find him? Was it
near the entrance to a cave where the fungus seemed to really intensify? This guy pulled himself off of a wall after previously being hidden in the fungus and tried to attack us. Rather than just killing the crap out of him, we decided to capture him. It's a little difficult. He gives off spores that kind of choke. Yeah, don't get too close.
Is he sentient? Has he said anything?
No, he's just sort of moaned at us. And he's got mushrooms growing out of his eyes, man. This guy's fucked up.
Oh, God.
They brought him back?
No, why would they bring him back? They should kill him.
Akio pulls out his dueling sword. We're going to... Okay, here's the plan. We need to put this out of his misery. I genuinely don't think that it's safe to bring him and provide him as evidence of what's going on. We need to provide a full detailed report. I just need a full detailed report. Is there anything else that was that occurred outside of this? Did you see anything else?
We didn't travel any deeper into the cave. Just everything around there is just freaking dead and being eaten by fungus.
Was it expanding outward?
Yeah, it looked that way.
Okay, so that's gonna.
It was a radius around the cave that was sort of intense, but we weren't there long enough to check if it was spreading.
Well, regardless, and Akio steps forward within distance to just stab. Sorry about this. Wish I could have given you a better way to die. And he stabs through the cage.
Make an attack roll.
Oh, roll 20 crashed. 1 second.
Who drew the banana?
Banana.
I did it. I drew the banana.
Gasp.
I drew the banana.
And I do it again.
It was me.
It actually wasn't me.
Do you think that I'm imperious or criticism? No. Alright. Attack. Come on. There we go. Attacks. Takes forever to...
The banana's huge.
Why did, like, when you load up Roll20, it doesn't scroll you down to the bottom automatically? Like, why is it always at the top? That's such a weird thing.
Every square there's 5 square feet, right? Or
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they're 5 square feet per side. Or 5 feet per side, rather.
Also, I'd like to state that I'm not stabbing this dude over and over.
that banana's like
Aren't
20 feet long.
Hell yeah, it is.
You stab him once, and...
Yeah.
Oh, are you guys still on Hayaba Castle?
Yep.
Yes, you are. I agree with the Tory. Alright, Aki, you stab this person. You stab him right in the chest, and you feel your blade sink into it. He appears to be one of your Ashigaru, or one of Sada's, really. They're not especially well armored. And you are strong enough to just sort of punch through his leather lamellar breastplate with your blade, even though it's really not meant for stabbing.
Yep.
And you feel it sink into him, and he just sort of keeps pressing himself against the cage and reaching for you. Make a fortitude save.
Okay.
Okay. You can smell the sort of musty smell of fungus coming off this guy, and you can almost sort of see in the air a miasma of little specks that are floating about him.
Pull back. Okay, burn him. Can we burn him?
Edric casts a spell. A few gouts of flame hit him, and he bursts into flame. The miasma of spores seems to die down, and eventually he sort of crumples into himself in the cage.
This is a problem. That's a huge problem. And what was the spread like?
It's spread about maybe a half mile in a radius around the cave.
Okay. I'm like sitting here, I'm legitimately not even sure how to approach this moving forward. Okay, we're gonna have to bring this up with Tsurugo. Alright. Do you think you guys can present yourselves in front of the daimyo and make a report? We can be provided the resources to tackle this properly. And hopefully advice to make sure that we're safe. Alright. Good job, guys. I'm glad you were able to come back safely. Good job on like catching this before,
Wait, but how do they know to come to Shirado? Dun dun
Wait.
dun dun dun.
That actually is a good question.
You could ask him.
Hey, out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how did you know where I was?
And then you see there's a mushroom growing out of his ear. Da, da, da.
No. We didn't. Shirado was just the closest town where we could pick up the road.
Oh, and I just happened to be here. Okay. So this was
It was when we saw you. It was just like, oh, that's really convenient.
Yeah.
Well, it's, you know what? After some hard work, you guys should get some dessert. Today's Pal's birthday, after all.
No, that was yesterday.
It's always yesterday.
I assume we have leftovers.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It was
cake.
a very big cake.
Oh boy, cake! Says Edric.
What happened to the other two dudes?
You're there.
You're two.
The two bumbling idiots.
The two bumbling idiots remained in Hayaba
Oh,
because
okay.
they are too bumbling and too idiotic to be trusted to go on an important thing like this and not die.
Of course.
They're like level 3.
Checks out.
Honestly, although actually, to be honest, level 3 would be fairly effective still in the grand scheme of things. So really,
Apologies.
they're not good. Though.
Apologies, I need to go walk my dog really quick, so I will be right back.
Enjoy your dog walking.
Yeah.
In the meantime, Sada, you are given a report by Kolvar.
I guess I leave the
Edric
palace and I
Tony.
run into them. I say, hey, did you guys know we have a palace here?
Yes, you built it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sada.
Also, hey,
they
what the
tell
hell?
you? They tell you every with Akio. They tell you everything that they had told him.
Oh shit. So.
Oh.
Wait, that means it's probably not the Polonius mushroom lady then. That means it's
I don't
probably
know who the Polonius mushroom lady is.
Well, there was a cultist. There's cultists in the mountains that was worshipped the Gulaba that we dealt with ages back, or like 2 years ago.
I don't know, because we also
Because
I saw something on the mouth of the cave
yeah.
that I thought was weird, but it looked like a symbol of Polonius. That sort of like geometric chair
Oh, fuck.
thing.
Man. So maybe that means okay. So you guys weren't here for this or that. So there was that. Besides that, there was the cultists have made these mushrooms that erase your memory. But there was also these this fucking fungus hive mind we met near the Skitterkin near Krithlamar.
Okay, well that sounds like a lot of information that's important for you, but not necessarily us.
Disappeared. Yeah. So I'm wondering, did they team up somehow?
I don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lady Sada, but
It's not
I
great.
think this is the problem that you have to figure out.
Yeah. How'd you guys deal with the mushrooms while you're there?
Carefully.
Okay.
We didn't touch them.
Yeah. Didn't breathe anything in.
We tried
Alright, I'm back.
to cover our mouths,
Okay.
hold our breath as much as we could while we were investigating up close. Once we saw that there was like a cloud of spores. It seems to be mostly concentrated around the particularly large fungal growths. So there's just like fungus everywhere, but there are a couple of species of particularly really big ones that have like a radius that you need to be aware of. And then your former soldier was just exuding it at all times. Different colors too. I don't know if they have different effects or what. But yeah, there's a few different species that you need to be aware of. Unfortunately, I don't know what they do. Because we weren't going to breed them in to find out.
Yeah, that's not good. I'd rather not breathe them in either, so gotta figure out how to deal with that. Because we're probably gonna have to go in that cave.
So, do you inform the rest of your crew?
Yes.
The question.
Get the gang back together.
Let's burn it all.
Probably not a good idea.
I mean,
Why?
Kind
Seems like
kind
a
of
good
a
idea.
kind of a last resort because we don't know how widespread this is.
I mean, we should probably burn it all, but we have to actually get in there first.
And also kind of made redundant by the fact that the person who's creating it would still probably find a way to get out of that
Yeah,
situation.
we need to deal with what's behind it. Which might be multiple things.
How are we gonna get in there without risking getting infected by this stuff?
I don't know.
I guess we'll be burning it. Get the torches.
So I mean, we can't even burn it until we figure out a way to not breathe it in.
Get the torches.
Is that the only way it can infect you? Is by breathing it in?
I don't know.
It's time to invent some way to make our breath safe. Oh my god, that... Holy shit, Rita. Anyways. Oh, is that the figure of the fungus man? That's nice, Els.
He doesn't care about your compliment.
I said, oh, thank you. But yeah, you now, the lot of you, have a situation.
Yes, a bad situation.
Sada, do you summon your advisors?
Which ones?
The party.
I did already, I thought.
Yeah, I thought he did.
Yeah.
All right, my mistake.
That's why I was talking.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Do we have any other way to find out more about it? Because we need to know these things. Well, I don't want to go in there with some kind of way to protect how we breathe and then find out it touches our skin and we're screwed anyway.
We were pretty close to the things, and as long as we were like holding our breaths, we weren't having an issue. The issue is with that is, of course, that you have to hold your breath, which is,
Yeah.
you need to breathe.
Yeah. And there's a whole cave.
Well, we have time to prepare.
Which, I mean, I can hold my breath pretty long, but I don't think I can hold it for an entire cave delving. So
why don't we get some kind of masks?
I mean,
yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
But
Well, who can make us some masks?
What about that fashion dude that made the cool bikinis and swimsuits? I feel like he can make a mask. He'd be like,
Is
"Oh,
he in Bozu? Is he
He
here?
is in Bozu.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
come to me again."
He's really weird. He'd probably make like a bikini instead.
Yes, you
a
put it on
bikini
your
you wear on
face.
your face.
I call it a bikini breather, 'cause you'll breathe in it.
A respirkini.
Yes, you got it. Oh, give me your skin.
Your skin. He at no point asked for your skin, just for clarification.
Well, why not?
Yeah, what's wrong with our skin?
Yeah.
Anyway, moving right along.
We had fun here.
We're all mad here. Where am I? Who am I? Where are you people? Where's my horse?
I don't know.
And
Alright.
yes,
I guess we gotta find a science man.
unfortunately, you're in Shirado. Of course, you do
Yeah.
have a sky skiff, so
We do have
Bozu
a
is
sky
really
skiff.
not so far away,
Yeah,
even though it has no road.
it's true.
What if like Daedalus? Can he make something?
Maybe.
He makes stuff.
He is pretty familiar with chemicals and stuff. Chemomancy, if you
I
would.
just don't know like. Well, no, that guy makes enchanted stuff, right?
Oh, the Daedalus or
The other guy,
let me look up his name.
beach pervert.
He's just very devoted to his art.
Well, I was just thinking that he just makes things out of cloth. I mean, I could wrap a shirt around my face and effectively have the same protection. But then I thought maybe not, because he's pretty good at what he does. I don't know.
Where is he? The Elder of Bozu, the Bozu. Ah, there he is. Taniuchi Ringo.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
that's it.
guy, Ringo.
I'm sure he would love to have your custom again.
Well, which do we go? Do we go to him or do we go to?
He's also a lot
Yes.
closer.
He is in fact a lot closer.
Cool.
So I guess
well,
we
let's go
can
get him.
pay a visit to him first.
Travel there is really going to take you very long at all.
Is Paz still sleeping? Do we let Paz sleep while we take a quick trip over to Bozu?
I think at this point it's getting kind of late in the morning. It's really up to you if you want to try waking her up.
Let's leave a bloody note on the door.
Pascal vehemently opposes that plan.
Well, yeah. The key is you don't tell Pascal. Everybody knows that.
That's true. To get to Bozu by Skyskiff, it would take 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Nice.
Oh no, excuse me. Yep, the same. So yeah, 1 hour and 12 minutes. So if you would like to do that, do you wake up Power, don't you?
Maybe
What
we
does
should.
Pascal? What does Pascal think?
I mean, she would like to know what you guys are doing. She gets
Okay.
worried about you guys.
Okay, we wake her up and tell her.
Plus, what if we don't come back here anyway?
Yeah, true.
What if some shit happens in Bozu?
Yeah, what if the Shogun's just like sitting there waiting to kidnap you and leave a bloody note on your door?
Yeah, what if?
Then he would just take you back to Shirado, obviously.
Anyway, Paulina, it is late morning. You are starting to wake up when you hear a knock on your door. Pascal enters in, and he sits on the next to you in the bedding. And he goes, "Hey, there's been like a thing. Sada and the others, they want to go to Bozu to talk to the bathing suit guy. I don't really understand why, but apparently it has to do with fungus."
I don't like that sentence. And
It wasn't a good one. I'll admit it.
no, I don't understand, but I'll get up.
Okay.
Did
Are you
somebody
feeling any better?
get like a? Never mind. Yeah, I'm feeling okay.
You are no longer fatigued, by the way, and your
Hooray.
non-lethal damage is gone.
Woohoo!
Shunichi was able to punch it out of you at the end of the day yesterday. Well, who'd we lose?
I think that was your music.
Oh,
the
really?
robot.
The
He was an
robot.
asshole anyways.
Yep.
And actually, it lasted pretty much the entire length of the session. So, yeah. Paulina, you are quickly reunited with your friends who inform you of this most...
We got mushroom zombie.
What?
Yep. Mushroom zombies.
You can't. Okay. What do you mean?
There was a guy. He did not look great. He was
Yep.
infected by some kind of mushroom thing. And it spreads via spores in the air, so we gotta try to get some kind of
Yep.
protection.
That's what
Oh, okay.
what those Akios dudes found out at the mushroom place.
Kolvar and that other one,
Kolvar and Edric.
Edric, the nerd.
Yep.
They all came
So I
back
think
safe,
so
though.
I think so I think
That's
it's
good.
that mushroom. I think it's that mushroom fungus hive mind we met when we went to Krithlamar. Remember that?
Yeah, I wouldn't expect there to be multiple mushroom hive minds. Though, I don't know. Could be. Who knows?
I don't know.
Mushrooms, you know?
But I'm guessing it's that. Because
Yeah, okay.
it also had dwarves that were like that. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
but they said there was also Mark Apollonius on there.
Yeah. So we think it
What?
teamed up with
They
with
teamed up,
the cultists,
mushroom team.
the last cultist, and that now they have eat super mushrooms. I don't know. It's probably pretty fucked up.
Oh. Yeah, that all sounds pretty bad, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? Why the bikini guy?
I don't know. He seems pretty skilled.
What?
He seems
Well,
pretty
we
skilled with this.
Yeah.
With dealing with mushrooms?
I do.
I'm
need
missing some
something-
connective tissue
We're
here.
hoping
Some
he can
kind of
make some kind of
protection to breathe.
mask
And
thing.
he
that
just
we-
happens to be
Oh.
really. He just happens to be really close.
Yeah, he's the
so
closest one. If it doesn't work out,
Okay.
then we'll go to Betalist probably.
Alright, that sounds fine, yeah.
Yeah, but hopefully he might know something with his many tailoring skills.
Unless you have a better idea.
Do you think mushroom zombieism is a disease?
Maybe. You'd probably be immune.
Definitely looks
Well,
like
I'd hope I'd be immune, but maybe.
Shinichi would be immune.
Well, yeah. I would
I think.
assume so.
I
Yeah.
do not breathe.
No. Could mushrooms gum up all your clockwork though?
I've never had that experience,
No.
but I suppose it could be possible.
What do you think they taste like?
I wouldn't
I will
recommend
never know.
trying.
They were pretty good.
Oh.
Remember
Yeah,
we
well,
had them,
Oh no.
the cultist ones.
Ah,
And then
yes. When you
then
all
we-
forgot.
Yes, but they tasted pretty good. And then we all forgot. But then we remembered.
Oh.
And we were a family again.
What
Huh.
a weird adventure that was.
That alchemist is still in Shugo, by the way.
What alchemist?
The one that helped you get away
yeah.
from the Melanius worshippers.
That guy. Jeez, we should go see him. I forgot all about him.
I never knew about him.
Yeah. Well, after Bozu, we should go to Shugo if this guy can't help us out, and then
So you
see if he
collect-
can help us out.
You collect your patriots all together.
The Sons
Mino
of
and
the Patriots.
Shinichi. Akio and Batfire.
Yes.
Pao, Suru, Sada, Kasumi.
Yes.
You set up, you get onto the sky skiff, and you travel northwest, flying across the trees until you are soon able to see the small village of Bozu beneath you.
Wait a minute. There's not enough room on the skyscape for everybody.
We hang Aki off the side.
Kasumi, Akio, Mino, Shunichi, Sada, Palina, Suru.
The question is if Shin comes with us.
Yeah.
Batfire has his own spot.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, he has like his own little horse place.
Yes, there's a horse. There's a spot for a horse. Or
Ah,
a centaur.
okay. So we're okay then.
And yes, you are soon landing in Bozu, the beautiful beach with its lazily lapping waves. Invites you to cavort and enjoy yourselves. And in the town center, you see the pole binding the terrible demon of Ozu, the dream eater, the sand monster who is now kept in place by the sacrifice of the old witch of Surugu's volcano. Who now
I give
sits-
her a quick prayer of respect.
You feel acknowledgement.
Nice. Anyway, we gotta go stop the Last of Us from happening in Surugu.
Also, that's another thing. We never heard back from the new one after the whole thing on the volcano.
You have not heard from
Or we
her, no.
killed her brother.
I hope she's okay.
My brother's not. He's
No.
dead.
No, he's
He's
not.
very much dead.
He's very dead.
Very dead.
You killed the shit out of him.
Is
Yep.
he like, how many, like, a little dead?
No, he's major league dead.
All the way.
All the way.
He is not mostly dead. He is not partly alive. He is bereft of life. He rests in peace. He's run down the curtain and joined the choir invisible. He's a dead parrot.
Damn.
Or is he? Dun dun dun.
No, he is.
Oh, okay.
So you exit the skyskip as it lands and approach the shop of one Taniuchi Ringo, who, as you approach, you see the curtained doorway open, and out steps him with his wild gaze as he looks upon all of you and goes, "My gods, my prayers answered. I am allowed to practice my craft
Oh man.
upon thee once more." And with that, we'll end the session for today.
Okay.
It's been a silly one.
Yep.
It has been a very silly one. But on the bright side, you do have well, maybe not on the bright side, but it has ended with a bit of a more serious one, as you now know that you have a Last of Us situation brewing
Yes.
on.
We gotta stop the Last of Us from happening.
This is the Anime Beach episode, but it ends with someone has a gun.
Oh no.
You've already had the Anime Beach episode. This is, unfortunately, the fungal zombie episode.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
It's like what's that anime? When They Cry, where it starts real cute and then at the end like somebody's got a knife or a gun and everybody goes kind of crazy. It's like that.
Dragon
Yes.
Ball Z.
Or-
Yeah, that's Dragon
sure.
Ball Z. That's Dragon Ball Z to a T.
Higurashi. That's it.
Yeah, it's Higurashi.
Yeah.
All right.
Well then.
I hope you enjoyed that silly session.
Yes.
Poor pal, we gave her a complex.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was perhaps not the best way to go about that.
Now we never have to celebrate our birthday again.
Completely the best way to
It
go
was
about
the best.
But she got a free spa day out of it. She just had to run for 7.5 hours in order to do so.
I mean, when you
Workout
think about
too.
it, yeah, really worked up a good sweat.
Yeah.
Probably got all that stress out, you know?
Atonket is proud.
A ton cat.
A ton cat.
A Tom cat.
A
But
ton
not
cat.
a ten
Ten cat.
cat. A 10 cat isn't very happy. But
Cotton cat.
a ton cat is.